Hey up, troops. We've just seen the Siege X reveal, and I'm very lucky to get my hands on some sort of B-roll footage to show you the visuals that have been upgraded in 3 of the maps, plus the map ingredients, as we're calling it, for things that are in those maps. Now, I will do, obviously, way more videos in the course of the coming weeks to show you the visuals and what things look like in the maps. This is just a first look. I know everyone's probably want to go to see the maps as soon as it comes out. First one we're going to look at is Border. I'm going to stop and go back a few times while we go through this. So, first one's Border. Press play. There we go. So we're looking at outside here. This is the spawn. This is the overview of the site. I will say, I've already stopped it. It's been 9 seconds. I think the externals don't look that much different when you look at it from here. In-game, they look different, but the inside definitely looks way different. Someone's on that cam. I mean, just look at the texture on the car and the lighting. It looks way better. Wait till we get inside, boys. Unbelievable scenes. It's been so hard to not say anything for so many months, and I'm so glad we can now finally talk about it. So, like, you can't really tell a massive difference from there, but you can in-game. The lighting there is way different. One of the things that was said to us when we were over in Montreal was the lighting has been completely changed. So now the lights actually emit light. Before, you'd put a light bulb asset in a map, and then you'd make the light around it, whereas now, the light bulb actually emits the light, if you know what I mean. So you can see, look at the lighting in security there. This is over an office. Again, the lighting coming through the skylight looks unreal. I don't know, what do they do when it rains there? Never thought about that before. Not the time for that now, is it? Fountain. Fire extinguisher there, make a note of that. This is the lobby. I don't want to keep going on about the lighting, but you can see a drastic difference there, right? Just turn it up a little bit. Still on Border. You can see the textures on the wall are completely different. And the lighting inside Workshop looks so much better. You can just see that overall the textures look class. This is obviously just Border. We've got 2 more to look at after this. East balcony, looking out towards east stairs. I've got to stop going on about the lighting so much, man. I just heard a shield moving in the background on that one. Right, boom, we're on to Bank. This is the one that I think looks the best, in my humble opinion. This is the one where, like, don't get me wrong, Border looks good, looks really good, but Bank, for me, is the most improved. So you can straight away see from the outside, look at the reflections in the water, it looks unreal. That's the ramp down to garage. It's the garage door. Bear in mind the maps aren't changed in terms of like layout and stuff. It's just a visual overhaul. Look at that, man. I just want to run around. I want to rappel on those windows right now. So good. It's the square area. I've never noticed those stocks and shares around that banner here. Why have I never noticed that before? Like the stock exchange prices. Back to lobby. Just look at. Oh, I've just gone past it too much. Can I go back here? Can I just go back 5 seconds? Look at the light coming through the window. Like it's actual light coming through the window. I know that sounds stupid, but the difference was the light was like artificially added before to make it look right. But this looks like the sun is shining through the windows. Look at that, like the sun on the desk there. This is upstairs in the CEO. Shoot the speakers out towards main stairs and stock. It's just clean, man. I can't tell you. It just looks clean. It's funny because it's not like a massive overhaul, is it? You know what I mean? In terms of like, there's no massive layout changes. It just looks so much better. Down in security. I can't. Onto Clubhouse now. What does that mean? Devere. Right. I'm going to have to find that out. Look at the visuals on the wall outside. The wooden panels on the destructible walls are now far more textured. Is that the right word? I don't know. Out over the dirt tunnel entrance. Garage. I don't want to say look at the lighting again, but look at this light tube here. How it's like emitting light onto these tires, like dynamically as such. So good, man. This is in 16:9 resolution, standard resolution as well, obviously. So bear in mind it'll look different when I play it in 4:3. Shoot the jukebox, man! As if they've left the jukebox on in the reveal. Look at the LED under the bar. It's so good, man. Into strip. Can't wait to throw it back on that pole in the new map. I was 35-year-old. I won't do that. Down in church. Entrance to dirt. You can see the textures on the bricks as well. The fire extinguisher, make a note of that. Into moto. Make a note of that as well. The gas pipe. We'll talk about that in a second. So much work has gone into making this look like it does. Okay. So that was Border, Bank, and Clubhouse's visual overhaul. Now we're going to talk about the map ingredients that have been added. And the map ingredients are the things you saw in the teaser, which was gas pipes, fire extinguishers, and things like that. So first thing we're going to look at is fire extinguishers. Also notice the beepers are slightly different. So the fire extinguisher. Pop. A fire extinguisher will act the same as a smoke grenade, essentially, but for a far shorter duration. I haven't watched all this all the way through yet, so hopefully this shows the time it's on for. It doesn't show that, but you can hear that it's like half the time of a smoke grenade, slightly less. Here we're on board. Look to the left there. We've got a fire extinguisher. If you're in the range of the fire extinguisher as it gets shot, this effect will happen to you. So this is a bit like an alarmine, concussion mine type thing. If you're in the range of the fire extinguisher, obviously it'll still produce the smoke, but if you're next to it when it pops off, you'll get this effect. Like, it's gross. And then obviously you can see it just come back to life there. Let me just go back slightly. Pop. Horrible. Still walking. Not a clue where we are. And we're here. Beepers. So, we've shot the beeper. You can see the... I've paused at a perfect time. You can see the sparks. You can see now that they're sort of broken as such. And when we go through... No sound. Now, I haven't done a massive amount of testing on these. And I will do once it's released, obviously. But I don't know if you can just shoot them. If you have to ash charge them, that's a bit of a waste of an ash charge. Can you shoot them, punch them, knife them, whatever? I need to test that. Obviously, explosions will do something. You see the fire extinguisher on the right? So that pops. You can see it's already just disappeared. So we could do a bit of timing here. Let's figure out how long they last, right? So let me try and look at the timing on the video. I think it's going to be about 4 seconds, right? So it's 4:42 when it gets popped. And it's 4:47 at the moment. So it's going to be about 6 seconds, a little bit. 5 or 6, probably 5 seconds, I would say. 5 seconds. So these aren't designed for like long plant executes or anything like that. It's just cool things in the environment that will give you a bit of cover if you need to get from A to B. And it will work with attackers and defenders. Some of the creators that I played this with said, oh, I'm just going to shoot the fire extinguishers in prep phase. I don't want like attackers having the opportunity to use those. Don't forget it works both ways. Like if you need to get across that as a defender, you can pop it and run. It's going to work both ways. Don't just shoot them straight away in prep. Swap to the bearing. Good choice. You can just... we're not talking about the sound yet, but the sound sounds so good. Look at that lighting into the lobby there. Look at how good that looks here. It looks... Look at the lighting in lobby on the bottom of the stairs. Woo! Oh, I mean, not your finest hour, whoever's doing the B-roll footage here. Oh, okay. Nice shot. Uh-oh. So, talked about fire extinguishers. Talked about beepers. That is a gas pipe. And a gas pipe will have... I mean, I think it shows it later on. If you shoot it once, it'll have a flame that comes out at a certain height. You can, depending on the height of it, depending where you shoot it, you can crouch under it, prone under it. Sometimes you can't get past it if it's like foot level. After a little while of that gas pipe going off, it will then explode and be a tiny little sort of Goyo canister type effect. It should show it. Another fire extinguisher. So this is exactly what they're going to be used for, right? You pop the fire extinguisher, you can now cross this angle safely. Well, I say safely. You can still get shot through the smoke, or kind of a warden, for example. And now you're through. Could we have shot those beepers? Well, here's a good example, actually. Here's Warden.
Clear as a line.
Pops the smoke. Can see through the smoke like Warden can. Gas pipe on the left of the door there, notice? So, hopefully this shows it. So the gas pipe's going off. You can see that that's about chest height. So you could prone or crouch under that, but you don't want to be spending too much time there because eventually the gas pipe will explode, or you can shoot it more yourself and it'll explode like this. And you can see on the floor, it's the fire effect, Goyo canister, Tachanka, Shimika launcher fire effect. That only lasts, again, for a short period of time. It's not like a Goyo canister that's 20 seconds. I haven't timed it again because I haven't played it for a few months, but it's going to be probably another 4 or 5 seconds like the fire extinguisher. So, this is a good example. Twitch and Maestro can also set these things off. So we've got a Twitch drone on the fire extinguisher. That'll still set that off. And I'm pretty sure we can see Maestro here. And there's a gas canister there, gas pipe there, right next to where the breach is. Look at, he shot it in the middle, and the fire, or the gas, whatever you want to call it, is coming out of the middle there. So think about that when you shoot them. If you shoot them way up high, you could just crouch under it. But, like I say, you don't want to be hanging around these pipes because they will explode. You're about to see that. Shoot it a bit more, it explodes, as you can see. Little mini sort of Goyo canister on the floor. And again, here's another good example. The gas canister doing bits. I think we're just showing an example here. Thermite is staying in the barbed wire just to show an example. You can see the pipe on the left-hand side there. Gas pipe's going to explode. Pops out. Again, mini Goyo canister. Dies in the fire. So you can see there. Again, I know the Lion's not shooting at the Valkyrie. It's just an example. So the canister was like on fire. The timer starts as soon as you shoot it. The more you shoot it, the shorter the timer gets. And that kills Lion with an explosion there, which is an interesting take. Look at this. So it's not the fire or the gas that kills him. It's the explosion of those the pipe exploding. Bang. So don't get too close to those. Over in bathroom, we've got a fire extinguisher there in the corridor. So if you're struggling to get back to site there, that's a good example. If you're struggling as a defender to get back to site, because like being in this position here as a defender, you can't really go down main because someone will be holding you from kitchen hall. You can now pop this and then run down main stairs safely. Or you could just smoke the guy on the door with a boss G. Nice shot, whoever that is. So does he pop do we pop the fire extinguisher now? Pop the fire extinguisher and run down main. Come on, then it'll be a really good example. Yeah. Pop that and run down main. But someone's just set the gas pipe off that's outside that door. I have to say, there are slightly more of these around maps than I thought there would be, but it's going to make for some very interesting gameplay. I thought there might be like 1 or 2 fire extinguishers a map, maybe 1 gas pipe, but I think there's like sort of 2 or 3 of each. Depending on the map, obviously. And different maps will lead into like different amounts of things. Like something like, we're right at the end of the video. Something like, I'm just going to leave this playing in the background whilst I talk. Something like Chalet will have less opportunity, I think, for gas pipes. Something like Clubhouse, a bit more industrial, a bit more raw, will have more gas pipes, I suspect. But yeah, that is Border, Bank, and Clubhouse rework visually. And all the different map ingredients we can come to expect and how they're going to work. Like I say, they're going to be useful for attackers and defenders, don't get me wrong. Don't just pop them as defenders straight away, I don't think. I think it's going to work both ways. But it's just a quick one to show you what the 3 maps look like and what the map ingredients are all about. But man, what a time to be involved with Siege. What a time to be a Siege player. It's going to, I don't know, I don't want to say it's going to completely change things because it's not. There's still going to be, you know, the core of Siege is still the core of Siege, right? But it's certainly going to be an interesting time to play. Thanks as always for getting involved with the channel. Should be a ton of Siege X videos and various other things coming over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. So stay tuned. You're not on live TV, Andy. Drop us a sub, like, comments, and all the good stuff that helps the channel out. And as always, appreciate you getting involved. Thank you. Cheers!